Welcome to Stayf Draws. I'm Stayf from the group The Dutch Artist, but you can call me Stayf. In this video I'm going to do a review about the sixth book in the series They Drew As They Pleased. The book is called They Drew As They Pleased, The Hidden Art of Disney's New Golden Age. This is the sixth book and probably the final book in the series, and it's written by DJ Gaz. This book was published in 2020 by Chronicle Books and is written by DJ Gaz. It shows the art of Disney artists Joe Grant, Hans Bacher, Mike Gabriel and Michael Jaimo. There's a foreword by Bernie Madison and has 208 pages. I've read a lot of interviews with Disney artists in another series of books compiled by DJ Gaz called Walt's People. It's a series of 21 books with in-depth interviews. So if you really want to dive in deep into the history of Disney animation, these books are real gems. It also shows the dedication of DJ Gaz for researching the art of Disney animation. However, this last book in the series, They Drew As They Pleased, The Hidden Art of Disney's New Golden Age, the 1990s to 2020, is not heavily filled with backstories and quotes. The main reason being that most of the artists are still alive. DJ Gaz interviewed the artists directly and let them talk about their art. Nonetheless, it's interesting that this last book in the series starts with an artist that should have been in the first volume, Joe Grant. Joe Grant started at the Walt Disney Studios in 1933 as an idea man. He was good at drawing caricatures of Hollywood stars, and Walt Disney needed someone from outside to draw the caricatures for the Mickey Mouse short Mickey's Gala premiere. He was first hired as a freelancer but soon became Walt's idea man. From 1933 until 1936 he worked on many shorts like Gulliver Mickey, Pluto's Judgment Day and my personal favorite Silly Symphony, Who Killed Cock Robin. For Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Grant designed The Witch and Raven. A few months before the release of Snow White, Walt Disney asked Joe Grant to set up a department to develop ideas for new features. Joe Grant worked on designs and ideas for Lady and the Tramp, and also for Peter and the Wolf that was featured in Make Mine Music. In 1949 he left the Walt Disney Studios to work as an illustrator for greeting cards and make ceramics. After 40 years he was hired at the Disney Studios again in 1989. He worked on ideas for movies such as Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Monsters Inc., and Home on the Ranch. The story he developed in the 1940s, Lorenzo, finally was made into a short in 2004 and got an Academy Award nomination. Joe Grant died in 2005, sitting behind his drawing board, hard at work. If you want to know more about Joe Grant and see more art, there's a great book called The Two Joes by John Canemaker. I will leave a link below this video. I first saw the work of Hans Bacher in the Dutch comic Alfred Jodoc's Kwak, written by the Dutch theatre performer Herman van Veen. Together with Harold Sieperman, Bacher drew the comics and later made the character designs and storyboards for a successful TV series. Hans Bacher was born in Germany and attended art school. After his study he had his own animation studio and worked on commercials. Andreas Deja also worked for him. In 1986, Bacher got a call from Richard Williams, who asked him to work on designs for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. 2 years later he was asked by the Disney Studios to work on concepts for Beauty and the Beast. After that, he started to work on concept designs for Aladdin. He made designs of the palace and the palace garden. He also worked on concepts for The Lion King. Bacher could produce 20 concepts a day using felt pens, markers and gouache. He worked on Hercules and Mulan. For Mulan, he was the production designer and created these wonderful concept paintings. He also worked on projects that never made it to the screen, like My Peoples and Wildlife. Then he worked on environmental concepts for Brother Bear. Before he left the studio, he worked on concepts for Frady Cat and I Am. You can see a total different approach in design, more graphic. If you want to see more work by Hans Bacher, you can buy his book Dream Worlds, Production Design for Animation. I will leave a link below this video. The next artist is Mike Gabriel. I've never seen any work by him. That's what I like about this book series, to see art you've never seen before. Mike Gabriel started to work at the Walt Disney Studios in 1979 as an in-betweener on The Fox and the Hound. After that, he animated scenes for The Black Cauldron. For The Great Mouse Detective, he started making character designs. He also worked on animation for that movie. For Oliver and Company, he made storyboards. And for The Rescuers Down Under, he became the director. Gabriel came up with the idea to make an animated feature of Pocahontas and became a co-director on the movie together with Eric Goldberg. He also worked on early concepts for Home on the Ranch. That was then called Sweating Bullets. But he was taken off the project. Next he made designs for Brave and came up with the bow and arrow for the main character. He directed Lorenzo, the project Joe Grant developed. He also designed the new intro to all the new Disney movies with the castle. Here are some designs for an early version of Bold and designs for Frozen. He also worked on designs for Gigantic, a movie that never got made. Mike Gabriel now works at Imagineering, making designs for the Disney theme parks. The artist I'm most excited about in this book is Michael Jaimo. His art is also on the cover of this book. His art reminds me of the work of Mary Blair and Ivan Earl. Jaimo started at the Disney Studios as an in-betweener on The Fox and the Hound in 1981. He loved making character designs and soon was hired at the story department to work on storyboards for The Black Cauldron. He briefly worked on designs for a TV series to promote Epcot. Because he had a more cartoony approach, he was assigned to do storyboards for an early version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In 1986 he left the studio to work at a division of Hanna-Barbera and for Warner Brothers Classic Animation. Here he became an art director. In that period he started to develop his own style with drawn inspiration from artists such as Mary Blair, Ivan Earl and Walt Paragoy. In 1992 he was hired at the Disney Studios again to work on visuals for Pocahontas. He started working with acrylic paint. This art was heavily influenced by the stylization of Ivan Earl. He also developed as a colorist. After Pocahontas he worked on an early version of Home on the Ranch. After 5 years of work the story didn't work. Devastated by this failure, Jaimo left the studio for the second time in 2000. In 2010 he was back at the Disney Studios again to work on the project Snow Queen, that would later become Frozen. At that time the movie was planned as a 2D animation. He made character designs and got his inspiration from Norwegian designs. After a brief period the project was on hold, but got greenlit as a CGI movie. Jaimo worked as an art director on the movie and also paid close attention to the wardrobe of Elsa and her sister. And Jaimo also did the art direction for Frozen 2. This concludes all of my reviews on the Drew as They Pleased book series. DJ Gas has made a wonderful and insightful series about Disney art you've never seen before. The Drew as They Pleased, the hidden art of Disney's new golden age, the 1990s to 2020, is still available as a hardcover. I will leave links to Amazon below this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because each time I upload a new video, you get a notification. If you want to see all of the other books in the series, I did reviews of all of the books. I'll leave links below this video. Drawing is fun, and practice makes perfect. See you next time. Doodles!